Hello, welcome to my crafty channel. This is Paula. I'm bringing to you today the 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar. So this is a brand new product that came out with Stampin' Up this year. It came out at the beginning of October, I believe, or maybe late September, and it sold out within a couple of weeks. So it was very much an exciting product that a lot of people wanted to get their hands on. Now, we don't know what's inside the box, but I'm going to take you through daily for the next 12 days. We're going to look at the new product and we're going to see what we can create with it, just for a bit of fun. Now, I know many of you will not have this on your hands, so why don't you just grab some stash, grab a favorite stamp set that you've been wishing to try out, have some scraps of paper nearby, and you can craft along with me and we can create some fun projects. So the very first thing we're going to look at before I open the box for day one is the stamp set. So the stamp comes as a separate item to the box. It comes as part of the package, and inside you've actually got a double set in here. So we have got a set with all these different sentiments and a set with all these lovely images. So I've just been doing a little bit of trial and playing around with the images to see how the two-step stamping works. Let's do a little bit of that together first, and then we will go ahead and see what we can create with our first day's little gift. So here's a piece of white willow here, white willow cardstock. It's a lovely crisp white. I do enjoy this one. Let's just grab one of our sentiments to begin with so you can see how lovely these stamp up. This is brand new for me too. I haven't tried any of the sentiments out yet. So we're just going to do this one that says big thanks. That's always a helpful little one. And we might just get the Secret Sea ink. I've actually grabbed a selection of inks nearby that looked like the colours from the box, because I'm guessing that these might be useful colours to use with the stamp set, and might go with some of the things that come in our advent calendar. So I'll just stamp up big thanks, just see how this one works. I love sentiments that have two different fonts to them. So that's a really good starting point. I'm really liking that. So we've got other sentiments in here. We've got birthday wishes that will be well used for someone extra special. Proud of you, that's a lovely one. Healing hugs, thinking of you, miss you, always in my heart, and love you. So really lovely little sentiments on that side. Now on this side we've got these lovely two-step stamps. So let's just go for the big one first. So we've got, it's almost a little bit like a poinsettia if you're thinking Christmas. But this could just be a standard lovely hibiscusy flower. I'm not really sure, I'm not big on flowers names, but I do think that this would be quite a lovely one to use for Christmas. Now I've just grabbed an old ink that I've got in my stash that's similar in colour to Poppy Parade, because it feels like that might be the red that's being highlighted. But this is an old stem, so I'm just not sure if it's going to pull up enough ink. Let's just give it a go. And this two-step stamp allows you to do your initial stamp, and then we're going to look through, I'll take that glary piece off, whoops, that little leaf came with it, look through the different sentiments. So we've actually got these two little pieces here that are like the inners of our flowers. So the two-step in this case, maybe I'll grab pecan pie, that could be a good inner. Maybe I could have gone for black or a deep brown, but this is the one I've got handy. And I'm just going to pop that little piece in the middle. Oh, it's not standing out enough. I probably needed something a little bit deeper. Probably the black would have been better. Oops. So that's our starting point for two-step stamping. Let's do another one that you can do two-step stamping with. So we've got the couple of sized flowers, but we've got this cute little image here. And we've got the base of a little cupcake and the top of a little cupcake. So I might just do our pecan pie again, because that can be like a chocolate little cupcake in the bottom. And then we could always put a fun little pink topper on it. So I might use strawberry slush for this. So our second step for this one is to add the little topper. Maybe I need a slightly bigger block. And let's just add our little topper to this cupcake. And that's going to be a fun one for our happy birthday. And one last one to play around with. Let's try the little butterfly. Butterflies are always rather delightful, and these ones are quite whimsical looking. So maybe we'll go with the pink that I was using. We'll use the pink butterfly. Pop in there. And the second step for the butterfly is the inner part of the butterfly. Its little body. So maybe we'll go back with our secret seed on this one. and stamp that little guy in the middle. So that's our body of our butterfly. So you can see how the stamp works. It's all two-step stamping, different elements. There's even some cute little ones like this. I'll just do a little stamp off for you to see. These are nice little fuller ones that you can just do little details for at the bottom of your project. So quite a lovely little set. Right, so now the exciting part starts. Being day one, I'm going to open up my little box and we're going to see what is in the number 1 slot, which is this one over here. Now, just a little disclaimer, I am actually opening this on the 1st of November. However, I'm going to be traveling on the 1st of December, so I thought I would record these in advance, but I did not want to spoil the surprise for anybody that is waiting until the 1st of December to do their advent. So I'm just going to very carefully pop open this little window. Could be quite a useful little box in the future, so I don't want to tear the window. I'm glad they've perforated it quite well. And what have we got inside? So in this little box here, and it's got quite nice packaging underneath to keep things safe, we've got a little package of dies. Little cutouts. So these are going to tie in nicely with that stamp we were just playing with. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. Bring back a few of our stamps. And let's see how this works. So we have got one that's going to tie in nicely with our, there it is, our lovely large flower. And we've got another one that would tie in with our little flower. We have got a cute tiny little butterfly. That would be like a little mini version of the stamped butterfly. We've got some detailed leaves, which are going to stamp beautifully. If you don't want to do an inked leaf, you can do a die cut leaf. And again, we've got a die cut flower, so that's going to have a bit more texture to it, which you could layer up, or you could have as a separate flower, all of it's a little lonesome. And this one's pretty cute. It's kind of like a postage stamp, and it's got a little oh, what's it called again? Oh, had a blank rainbow. There we go, a rainbow little image in the middle of that stamp. So that's going to be a fun standalone die too that doesn't tie in with the stamp set. Okay, so I might just go away, cut a few of these out, and let's see what we can create with it. So I've decided we'll make a few little embellishment clusters today. I've pulled on some of my solid shapes. I really like this arches. So these ones are called the Everyday Arches dies, and I'm going to use that as my base for this first cluster. I have also stamped the birthday wishes onto one of the stylish shapes dies. Now that's another set I pull on all the time for their standard shapes. So now I've fussy cut out my little cupcakes and I'm going to layer them all up over the top of a little bit of blended Darling Duckling, and we've got that gorgeous little butterfly to add in as well. I think it just looks playful and it works in with your birthday theme. So that's cluster number 1. Now the second cluster, I've actually just decided to bring in the what are those, the branching out dies. I love that shape, that sort of interesting rectangle. And I just used a scrap piece of patterned paper that I had. Now these little white die cut flowers are so cute, and I just thought they could use a little bit of layering up. Again, I've stamped another little sentiment onto the stylish shapes dies, and I'm just going to decorate that sentiment with these cute little flowers. So that's a nice little cluster ready for a project. My next cluster, I'm going to actually start off with my little strip that I stamped of those gorgeous little branching ferns or little leaves. I'm going to dovetail that, and then I brought in another archway shape, and that's just going to layer up with the little message on it, which is healing hugs. And I've just got this lovely small flower stamped up. Now there were a couple of little leaves come out of the little leaf dies, so that just adds a little white on white texture, and once again another little cluster completed. The fourth one that I'm going to do, I've actually used the branching out dies again, but I've used the largest rectangle from there. I've also die cut out those gorgeous little rainbows, and I'm going to pop them up with a little bit of colour in the background. Now I've just chosen some primary colours, red, the yellow, and that's actually a deep grey, just to add a little bit of contrast between the three, and then I've got a lovely little sentiment at the backdrop. So I'm not quite ready to adhere that. I'm not sure whether I might do a little bit of blending in the background for that one. I'll have a little think on that. Now the next one I decided to focus on circles, once again from the Stylish Shapes dies. I'm using that smaller flower quite a bit here because they are just such a lovely shape. So I've stamped them in Misty Moonlight and in Secret Sea, and used a little bit of Darling Duckling in the middle to pop them up with a bit of bright colour. I've also stamped a little Darling Duckling flower behind the sentiment, just so that that one stands out as well. So I'm thinking I'm going to put these onto one of the party banners dies, so that looks rather fun. And now there is another little leafy die that was in the set, and that's got a lovely little effect with all those multiple mini leaves. So I'm going to pop those in, and those gorgeous little butterflies have to be used a little bit like embellishments. So that's that one done as well. Now I did create one more off camera which I forgot to film, and that's just that lovely little square one. So that's day one done. Some fun little embellishment clusters. I wonder what could be behind number 2. Come back tomorrow and we will have a little play with them. See you soon.